Hey everyone, Joan here. I'm going to take a quick look at using the pattern tool. Really simple tool. So I'm in Fusion 360, I create a sketch, and I'm going to work on the XY plane. The plane choice does not matter for what we're doing right now. So let's make a rectangle, 2-point rectangle. I'm going to click on the origin, I'm going to drag to the right, and I'm going to use the tab key. I did not click on the right side there to toggle in between. So I'm going to make this 4 by 6 and I'm in inches. Again, the size does not make a difference here, or the units, inches versus metric, as long as we're looking at the shapes. So I have my sketch. I'm going to add a circle using the circle tool. Just going to pop one right in here. Not going to worry about the size, just looking to see what the pattern tool can do for us, and hit escape. So I have here a sketch. It is not a 3D object, it is flat on the plane, as you can see there. Go front view, hit escape on my keyboard, and then let's find the pattern tool. Now it's a circle, but we're going to use the rectangular pattern tool because we want the circles to appear in a rectangular fashion and they're not going around any axis. So create, drop down, rectangular pattern. You have a marking menu here that's easy to use. You can plug in what you need, or you have the actual pop-up box over here. So you select your object. If it's blue, that means that it's ready to select. Select my circle. And then you want to choose your directions. It's already populated there for me. So you just want to figure out the size. You can type in here and be specific. I can say 1. I can say 1.75, give a little more space, or you can drag. It also has the numbers here that you can choose from. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can be very precise, or you can make it look pretty. I'm going to pick a second direction. So I'm going to go to direction, and I'm going to click a side, any side, and then it'll know that, hey, it also wants to go in that direction. So you can choose how many directions you want to go in here. And then you can drag it as you see it fit. Obviously, I have way too many here. So let's lower that down a little bit. Go to 2. Oh, they're too far apart. So I am 1 inch. And let me bring it back in the other direction. Well, that's pretty nifty. So you can play with this and see how you want it to fit better and hit OK with your done. The fun part about this is when you're done and you finish your sketch, you can extrude. So I clicked Finish Sketch in the top right corner. When you extrude, you can choose either to do the plate, and you'll get a box that has holes in it when you're done. Or you can, I just did undo, choose E on your keyboard, or extrude. You can choose the circles that you just patterned, and you can extrude those. And of course, with an extrusion, you can be very specific or not. So just pull them out, click OK, and then take a look at your work here. See if I can move it around. It's pretty nifty, huh? Hit escape on my keyboard. And that's that. So they made separate individual pieces. If you 3D printed them, they'd all be separate. Okay, so let's make a new sketch and let's look at the pattern tool, but circular. So I'm going to click New Sketch and then XY plane. I'm going to choose a circle, call it 5 inches, and we'll put a little something inside that we can revolve around. Let's play with the polygon. They're always fun. So I clicked Create and I chose a polygon. Doesn't matter which one for what we're doing, so I chose circumscribed, and I'm going to put it, I'll go right here. I'm just going to drag it out so it looks nice. We can be much more specific and pretty. This will be good. But for now, we will keep it simple. So escape. So in the first one, when we did the rectangle pattern, we did it before we did an extrusion, but you could also use pattern tools after you do extrusions. So we're going to leave this here, and we're going to click Finish Sketch. After we finish the sketch, you can hit Extrude. I'm going to extrude the little disc, and I'll make it 0.25, just make it look pretty. And now I've got this silly little disc with a polygon hanging out in the middle of it. I can rotate it back so I can see it, right? So now let's rotate this polygon around the center axis. So click Create and click Pattern. In this case, we want a circular pattern because it's a circular object on the outside and it has an axis. So we're going to choose Object Select, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We need to get all the faces of this polygon. It's a little easier when you have other objects, but I thought this would be a little fun to play with. I'm going to choose each one. I had to rotate a little bit so I could see in there. You can probably do this without looking. Let me go back to the front. Okay, so I chose all the faces of that polygon. And now I just need to come over here to my display box and click Select for the axis. When I click that, it shows me my choices, how to revolve it, but I know I want it to go right around here. So I'm going to choose the Z-axis sticking out here. So you just choose the axis that goes along with the center of your object. Again, this is real simple. You can choose very specifically how you want it to go, whether it's full or partial by degrees. And you can choose how many you want to go around by clicking the numbers here. When you're done, click OK. So it actually repeated the extrusion or that cut of the polygon rather than just the sketch of it. So that's pretty cool. All right, thanks. Have fun.